Hi, you're here with Mr. Canada, and today we're adding and subtracting vectors. We're reading and drawing, so this is more so on the grid than with column notation. So notice we do not have any numbers in our first example. So what exactly do we do in situations like this, right? Because you have to still represent it. So we want to draw a line or arrow. I should have said a line slash arrow from the tail of A to the tip of B and label it. Okay, so this is this tip to tail method that I was talking about, adding tip to tail. So all we're going to do with these ones, if we're adding, well, putting one vector to the end of the other one, okay? So adding tip to tail, that is our resultant vector. And then we can describe it using column notation. So we could look and we can say, well, from here I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. And then we went 1, 2, 3, 4 up. Okay? And we could actually see that because if we wanted to go back and kind of formulate what our vectors were, well, our A vector was simply 2 and 3, and our B vector was 3 and 1, right? So looking at our top, right, just cover up that bottom part. We have 2 plus 3 is 5, and 3 plus 1 is 4. So we don't actually have to write them out to find what our column vector is. Sometimes it could be a lot of things and we might not have all the information. Or we might even not even have a grid, so we might not be able to describe column vectors. I chose to do them on a grid just to make your lives easy. So, draw and find the vector A minus B. Well, we have A, and we have B, right? Well, if that's B that way, I'm just going to do something tricky. Don't know why it keeps doing this. I apologize. Here, I'm going to draw the arrow that way, and that's negative B. So therefore, if I go A and then subtract B, I'm following along here and then going this way. Instead of B is pointing just the wrong direction, so I know that my vector will be there. Okay. One thing I forgot to do up top was label. So make sure you label A minus B. Okay? And we can write that out as, well, we're going 2 left, so that's minus 2, and we're going 1, 2, 3 up. Last example we're going to do is A minus B. Well, we have positive A. We need negative B. Okay? So negative B is just going to switch directions, right? So this one, I'm actually going to just draw on here a different one. So here, we know we're going 3 right and 1 up. I'm going to go 3 left and 1 down. Right? Sorry about these other arrows. We don't need them. Okay. So if that's negative B and we go to A, so we're starting at A and we want to go minus B. Well, one thing we can do is just kind of move that right there. So I've just moved it around, but I still haven't changed anything. Then A, if that's minus B there, right? Then that means my vector is simply going to go from here to here. So my vector is simply going to be negative 1 and positive 3. So, here are a bunch of vectors for you to try and add and draw. So, the first 4 are pretty straightforward. 5 and 6 are a little bit more challenging, but try your best. Okay. Pause the video. Whenever you're ready, press play. Right. So, we have A plus B. So if we have, and I'm going to do this by drawing rather than doing the calculations because that's what I've asked. So here we're starting, and I'm going to just label them 1 and stuff afterwards. So here we're starting at 1 and we're going up 3. Okay, that's my A. Then B, I'm going 1 over and 2 down. So that means that this right here is my resultant vector at 1. Okay. This is A. This is B. Okay. So number 2, A minus B. So here we have, and you might get a little confused with all this drawing. So 1 over 3 up minus B, so that's negative 1 and 2 up. All right? So what's our resultant vector? So this will be 2. And this is still A. And this is minus B. Next one, we have A plus C. Okay, so I'm actually just going to use some of our first diagram because we're going up to A and then we're going down 1, 2, 3, 4 and left 1. So actually, the vector is simply just here. Right? So this one is 3. And I apologize, I forgot to draw this one. That is our little vector C. Okay, so this right here is our vector for 3. So that's A plus C. I'm going to start using the right side a little bit more. So C, we have negative 4 and negative 1. So I'm going... Oh, sorry. I just realized that that last one is actually not correct the way I did it. Sorry, I was looking at the... I swapped my X and Y, so I'm just going to go back. Take a second and move it. So here, we will actually do it differently. So we're going to go A is 1 over 3 up. So here we're going 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 down. So that way A plus C is there. So this is 3. This is A. This is C. Sorry about that. Next one we're going to do, let's do C minus B. So here, we will start over here, and we're gonna, whoops. So we're gonna draw negative 4, negative 1, and then minus B. So we're going minus 1, and then we're going up 2. So we're gonna end actually at that same place as a lot of others have finished. So I know it's getting a little confusing here. C, and this is B, right? This is C. This is minus B, right? Which makes sense because we've already drawn that minus B once. Now we have A plus B plus C. So if we have A, we go 1 and 3, plus B, 1 and negative 2, and then negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and negative 1. So if you notice, our vector actually is just this one right here, because we started here, we had A, then we had B, then we had C, and this finally down here is our resultant vector 5. So this is why sometimes it's actually, through a diagram, can show you your pathway moved a lot easier than if you're just adding and subtracting. Lastly, A minus B, and it's a half. So where's our A minus B? This was number 2 we had already done, A minus B. So if it's a half of that, that just means our resultant vector is going to be half of here. So we would draw it just to here, and we could label this 6. So I'm just taking a little shortcut just to not make our page any messier.